Hey everyone, welcome back to ChaatNChat. My name is Josh.
And I'm Peter.
And we're watching Kill, yes, Kill again, because we had to show it to Peter. He is into these kind of movies. So that's what we're doing, Kill. This is part 2. So if you haven't seen part 1 yet and you're wondering, where the heck can I find that link? Make it super easy for me. Well, I tried. I put it in the description of this video. How easier can I make it? Just click that link. It'll take you to the playlist. You can watch the, part 1 and then come back here for part 2. And if you haven't yet and you like these videos, then please consider taking a moment of your day to subscribe to the channel, share the video, a like button par thappad maro. I actually love that sort of swollen flesh around the eye, like you see.
Whoa! Oh. I've never seen that done before.
What is that chemical anyway? That's inside of it?
I don't know what that would burn the inside.
Right?
Yeah. Whoa! It's violent, but now it's justified. They were terrible with what they did.
This is the point where Miguel got fire in his eyes. He's like, yeah! He's like, kill them all! But also, Miguel, why is this so violent?
They deserve it because there was no reason for them to be violent with those first group of people.
Right. It all started, the very first person that was about to kill someone was Uncle, that guy's dad.
Yeah.
साला गजब विस्फोटक प्यार है भाजी का सबको ढेर कर दिया वो सब अपने हैं फनी अरे भैया अपने हैं इसीलिए लाए हैं इन्हें बचाकर सबका प्यार आज ही उज्ज्वलित हो रहा है पता नहीं
This kid is such a freaking punk. Acts like a psychopath, not having the sympathy.
किसकी बेटी को मारो जानते हो तुम चाचा ये लोग साधारण फौजी नहीं है कमांडो है ट्रेन में सेफ नहीं हम
बाहर सेफ है वो बलदेव सिंह ठाकुर में छोड़ देगा उसकी बेटी को मारे
Yeah, he'll hunt you to the end of the earth.
एक एक को मारना है एक को मारना है
बलदेव सिंह ठाकुर को कोई हाथ नहीं लगाएगा हमारे अपनों के घर में चूल्हे कैसे जलेंगे पापा ये सब बलदेव सिंह ठाकुर के कारण हुआ है
He's stuck on that point. For someone so important, not traveling with enough security is kind of crazy. That guy's in terrible shape.
Anam.
मार डाले तुलिका को
मैं आना को वापस लेकर आऊंगा
And a guy like that, promise becomes like a mission, right?
Yeah.
So.
क्या कर रहा है? Promise किया तुली को मैंने कि मैं आना को वापस लेकर आऊंगा
तो चल फिर मैं भी चलूंगा तेरे साथ
Dude, he is not in any shape. Oh my God.
तुली को ऑलरेडी खो चुका हूं मैं I don't want to lose him. वो ट्रेन से उतरेंगे जरूर लेकिन दूसरों के कंधों पर
Oh. So it's as much to save the girl as it is to kill all of them.
Yeah.
Don't make eye contact. That's what I would just get under one of the seats. No.
Oh, lighter fluid.
And these are serious knives, too.
I was gonna say the knives are real.
Yeah, the combat
looking.
knives.
Yeah.
बापू कहाँ है?
Everyone has their own revenge story. Like everyone on this train now is like, I need revenge on this person, that person. It's like a whole revenge circle. Oh. Oh, I love that splat. Like there's kind of like this, like, oof. It's like one of those messages that destroy on reading. Like he got his message out. Then,
कच्चू मामा कब कब मरा गया
this guitar like brings in the leader. Dung dung dung. It's so good.
बलदेव ठाकुर ना ट्रेन में एक मामूली पैसेंजर है, लेकिन अगर वो उतर गया तो हम में से एक को चुन चुन के मरवाएगा.
Yeah, if he has that much power and money, he can probably do anything.
लेकिन आगे हम नहीं जाएंगे, आप जाइए.
This guy, like the leader of all of them, he's very expressive. Like he's got, I notice his eyebrows are always like doing something. He's very expressive.
Yeah. Whoa.
He's fit.
Yes,
I mean,
a gym rat.
you know, but like his physique is pretty good because it's not like the overly done one. You know,
He's
the one that
well-
looks like,
Yeah, he's well proportioned.
Yeah.
And it's not overdone.
yeah.
Very nice. I can't get over the photography in here. How did they do that in such small spaces?
On the inside, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think they had like sometimes with these sets, because it is a set, they do like these false walls that they can like
Oh, okay.
detach
Move
some of the
out,
walls so that
yeah.
they could track alongside.
ये रहोगे मेरे से. चलो.
Oh, they're like canaries in a coal mine. Like they're using passengers as like bait. Oh man, that is nasty. That face is just like a smashed pumpkin.
Wow.
Ugh. That little girl, she's gonna be scarred for life. Oh, the knife in the throat. It didn't take it out. It's almost like that these people are like expecting some sympathy, like for all these like dead people, and it's like, no, you brought this on
brought us on,
yourselves.
right.
Like Funny, if anything, is the one that, you know, like he's the one that just kept pushing. Not that military grade rope.
Whoa. Look at that.
That's why we do core.
Whoa. That's amazing. So there's a lot of violence. It's very realistic, but it's purposeful. It's what anyone would do in a situation like this if it were real. So it's not messing with my guts. Like,
Oh, I see.
I'm not being bothered, even though I'm not a violent person and I'm really against it. But the plot here is it's very deserving.
Okay.
These are horrible people.
They're bad people. Made worse by Funny because like once you start like murdering people like the way he did,
Yeah.
otherwise it was just supposed to be a robbery.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, I love the fact that it didn't break the toilet because like porcelain toilets are like really hard to break, right?
Yeah,
But in
yeah.
so many of these movies, like see now that's like
This
believable.
is realistical.
But, like, usually-
realistic. You're right.
Because like normally you get hit once and then it just shatters. And
Right.
it's like, dude, like
Right.
these toilets are like made thick.
So there's some Korean involvement in this movie, right?
Right. He's
I'm
the
surprised because it's not typical Korean violence.
well, it's not. He's the guy that did like Age of Ultron, I think. So if you've
The
seen that,
fighting is Asian Korean, but the blood and guts is not. It's more realistic.
अब तुम कोई और कलाकारी नहीं करोगे.
कहाँ नहीं दिखाई नहीं दे रहा आपका पल्लू.
this guy's literally a psychopath.
Yeah.
हमारे सारे उसूलों को बलि चढ़ा दियो तुम.
अमिताभ बच्चन नहीं है आप, मोहब्बत के अनुशासन प्रतिष्ठा.
Well, there could be some thieves and stuff that have principles.
Yep.
Like
Honor among thieves. There's
yes,
principles.
but Robin Hood technically is a thief. Like
That's
he's a
right.
criminal, but he
Right.
has principles.
Yep.
That was such a good trap. Now that the death is actually, correct me if I'm wrong, but like it's like a drowning, right? Because they can't breathe because they're getting blood into their throat. Oh, dude, Auntie's ready, like with her bat.
हम भी चलेंगे आपके साथ. फिगर पे मत जाइए. हम बहुत उपयोगी हो सकते हैं.
Well, yeah, I have an idea.
हेलो. आग हमारी ट्रेन में.
What? They were there this whole time. Oh, because they closed it off. Remember, they locked off the... So there are a lot more guards.
अरे पुलिस आ गई. अरे पुलिस आ गई.
They got a lot of story to catch up on.
And let's hope they're not corrupt, right?
Oh, true. You do have to worry about that.
और अपना सारा सामान लाओ. अगर वो ठाकुर मिल जाए, उसे निपटाना है.
अरे ठाकुर
बहस नहीं. चैन खिंचवा.
That like no questions asked, just shoot them on sight. Oh, okay.
And in
Well,
the
he's
back.
telling them. He's telling them like who they are.
He's got to get back on the train somehow.
Of course, like it's like, I think he's having too much
There we
fun.
go. Yeah.
You know, like he's like, I think he's really enjoying this whole experience. Oh,
That's how you kill them. You have to go up and get the heart. Yep.
But how that would be hard though, right? Because the
Oh,
rib
yeah,
cage
you
is
have to go under the sternum and up.
Oh,
You have to.
oh,
hit it just
that
so-
was really good. Did you see how the vertebrae was like separated there?
Yeah.
काम आएगा.
Right? That was cool. I've not seen that before. Oh, both of them were actually really worked up this time.
Yeah. Ooh. She's got to hit him over the head with that stick. Ooh.
That was good. I think we all know the answer to that
Yeah.
question.
Get it! Get her! Yeah. She did it.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it. Oh, dude, it's stuck in his head. Just like a nail, nailing it in a hand.
Wow.
Yo, no one needed to save these aunties.
Okay, enough.
Well, it was her son. They killed her
Yeah,
son,
yeah.
you know?
It's
Like,
deserving.
yeah. That guy better be wetting his pants right now. He's like, if they find out who I am. You know, I always love movies like this that like there's no real way to get out, and so you're like trapped in here
Trapped,
until
yeah.
everything's resolved.
Yeah.
24? Like, was that written in blood, or was the shirt like 24 and then it just got soaked?
I'm not sure. I was too busy looking at the spike in his head,
You're right.
thinking, boy, that was creative. I
Yeah.
haven't seen that before.
Oh. He's losing his people.
काका बात मानिए ना.
Mutiny.
काका उतरते हैं काका. काका.
So they still have their. Well, there's your
there.
bargaining chip. Man, I'm surprised this guy's still on his feet, like after being like cut up as much as he has been. Well, I guess he's not on his feet. That was a poor choice of words.
I'm back.
Oh. Whoa.
खुद ही बोले हथियार फेंक दो हथियार फेंका तो खुद ही की खोपड़ी टन आ गई बताओ
He is
Bad
really
boy.
messed up. Bad boy. Bad boy.
पापा की दूसरी परी एक हमारी दूसरी आ गई गज्जब
मर्जी है।
Oh, she didn't know about her sister.
Oh, maybe she'll get him.
I'd like to see that. Oh, so good. Oh, like his head was like half, only like half left attached.
काका अगली बोगी में गोली चली है पुलिस ही होगी इस साले को जिंदा रखते हैं इसकी जिंदगी का कुछ तो उपयोग हो
I mean, I don't know if it's a great plan, but at least someone had a plan.
नन्ना मुन्ना राही हूँ टूटा फूटा सिपाही हूँ
सोल्जर
Oh, no.
Oh, what? That was a great shot. Dude, it's
not
like,
again.
it's just never gonna heal.
Now that's not real. It wouldn't bleed like that. Yeah.
What would it look like?
It wouldn't be that amount that quickly.
ठीक सारा ठीक से पकड़ो भैया जानते नहीं हो तुम
Well, this will be the
तुम्हारे पार्टनर
second thing to get him going.
Yeah, dude, you idiot. You did this to his girl. What do you think is gonna happen to his bro?
मारने से पहले नाम नहीं पूछा उनका तुम्हारा क्या नाम है बे जी क्या नाम है तुम्हारा अल्लाह तो क्या हुआ
See, he's the one that you needed to kill. Like, you leaving him alive is...
There we go.
I don't know. He has a lot of padding for that night.
Not there though. Interesting.
Turn him into the Ghost Rider. Man, it must smell so bad in that car too, you know, like the smell of burning flesh.
Yeah. So it's going to get down to just the two of them, right?
So I guess he's not a total psychopath because he did kind of care that his dad died, right? Now they just see him as like a giant monster. Like anything is better than staying on. Oh, nasty. He must have hit one of those. Is it finally sinking into this guy? That slow walk up, like that limp up to him.
Who kills like this, right?
40 को मार दिया हमारे खानदान के
बराबर नहीं है भाई.
600 तुम राक्षस
So that's a projection on his part. He's the monster.
That's almost like interesting because he just got stabbed with the same blade that killed his girl.
तड़पी थी
Turn like his toe bones into dust. When does it happen where you're in so much pain that you just pass out? Dude, if anyone in the entire train deserves this, it's that guy.
Yeah.
Dad got a front row ticket to this show.
The audience would be clapping by now, I think.
In the theater?
In the theater, yeah.
Yeah, I think if Dad knew what kind of guy he was, like he'd approve of him
Yeah,
for his daughter.
definitely.
100%. It's like
Yeah.
if she would have survived. They're running right past it. Like I saw with the
Who's
stretcher.
gonna help him?
Yeah, I mean, like, come on, there's literally a guy dying in front of you. They probably took all the dead bodies, put them on stretchers.
Oh, how sweet.
को तो तुम्हारे साथ जीना है क्या अपना तो
I guess she didn't know how true her words were.
So this truly was a love story, and it happened to have a lot of violence in it.
Okay, all right.
But it is a love story.
So one thing I want to ask you, do you think he survived, or do you think that scene of him going on the bench, maybe he actually died in the train, and that's why all the medical people were running by him because he wasn't actually there? That was just him imagining, like, as he was slipping into unconsciousness and dying, that he walked off the train, sat there, but then she's there to greet him,
Well,
to
she
take him
does
to the other
say,
side.
I only could be with you. I had to die first.
Yeah.
So,
well,
yeah.
he also had to die
Yeah.
apparently if he is dead.
Yeah.
But that would make sense in why the medical people ran right by him. Like clearly he
Sure.
needs medical attention.
Yeah.
Like he looked super critical.
But I wanted to believe that he did survive and would have that memory of her. She'd be with him forever.
Aww.
But to me, this was quite a wonderful love story. However,
Man, I need to get you and Miguel in the same room and talk about this movie.
Well, I understand why Miguel, well, no, I don't know. Anyone else watching this, if you weren't needing to pay attention to react to this movie,
Yeah.
then the violence was pretty bad. However, all of the violence was justified. And I am not a violent person. I don't believe in violence. But if somebody tries to hurt me physically or my loved one, they better not. I'll kill them.
Okay.
So to me, this was all justified violence. Now, it also wasn't phony. It was 90% of it was very realistic.
Okay. So this gives you, so you would give this in terms of, so again, to remind people why throughout the movie we were talking about, is it realistic, how's it looking, that sort of stuff, is because Peter worked in the ER, he's seen a lot of traumatic stuff, he's seen what it looks like when you're cutting into flesh and all that sort of stuff, right? And so you have a lot of experience with this. So out of 10, just in terms of like realism, you said 90% was like super realistic. So would that be like a 9 out of 10 then?
I would.
For the violent?
For technicality, for the photography, for the acting, for the entire production.
So your full review rating.
Full review.
Yeah.
It's not that I'm easy, but I would give this a 10.
No,
I mean, this is the third time I've done this, but
you're giving this a 10?
I am. This was realistic.
Okay.
It wasn't fake.
Okay.
The acting was great. How difficult was this production in small spaces?
Yeah, the technicality was,
and all the
pretty
people. Good. I mean, it was crowded. It was modern. There just wasn't anything phony about it.
So this was like the no fluff, no filler. And you don't need that in a movie, you're saying.
Right.
Like, so
Would I personally go to see it if I knew all this? No.
even if you rated a 10? So knowing that, let's say someone said, I see the future and you're going to rate this movie a 10, but you also knew how violent it was going to be before you saw it, you wouldn't go and see it in the theater?
Because again, I don't really like violence.
But you can appreciate
I
it?
can appreciate it if it's real. And this was justified violence. They deserved to be horribly killed.
And a lot of them were,
Yeah.
it was brutal. There were some,
Brutal.
like
The brutality. Right.
the head on
Right.
fire one was,
Right.
oof.
But
That
let's
was a lot.
say I didn't, I saw this being advertised,
Yeah.
and I saw a trailer and it showed all that
Well, they showed a
violence.
lot in the trailer, yeah.
I probably would not.
They're like, not my
go
type,
and
I
see
will
it.
pass.
No, I would pass.
Have
on
you
that.
seen John Wick movies?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you like
and the
John
same
Wick?
thing. Again, I didn't like the violence in there
Okay.
because in many of those scenes, it wasn't as justified to me as this movie.
I mean, at least in the first one, they killed his dog. Like, for me, that's justified.
well,
I would go on a killing spree for my dog.
This was one tribe against a few other. Well, two tribes fighting really.
In this movie?
Yeah, yeah. The bandits against the good guys,
Yeah.
and all the people all the
Okay,
people
I
on the
see.
train weren't as related as the bandits were. They
Right.
were all family.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll stick with what I'm.
So you give
I'm
this, wow,
saying.
I cannot
Yeah.
wait to report to Miguel that you gave this a 10 out of a 10.
But I want everyone to understand that
Where it's coming from.
where it's coming from.
Sure.
I don't
Okay.
condone this, but I appreciate.
Well, I mean, you do condone the fact that it was him.
Justified.
Because here's the
Yeah.
thing. What a lot of people point out is that he tried to handle it where he held captives, like he tied that guy up, and that's what you're trained to do, like, you know, to apprehend them and to restrain them, right?
Yeah.
Not to immediately go for a kill. And that's what your training would dictate, especially if you're in a civilian location. Just like he said, if we were on the battlefield, you would have died 100 times by now. And he told that to a guy that he was tying up. But since they were in the civilian train, he apprehended him instead of killing him.
Yeah.
And he tried to do that. And up to the point where he realized that they inflicted such a wound on him personally by killing her that he's just like, he just saw red. And then right when she died, we see the title of the movie. And then from that point on, it was just one thing on his mind, which is like, kill. Even he said the only way they're getting off this train is for their funeral. And I mean, he went through. So it was interesting because he went kind of almost animalistic because the villain at the end, he's like funny. He's like, who fights like this, dude? You're not even a man. You're like what are you? You know? And he's like, so it's interesting because that would sort of like, I guess for me, I could totally understand all of that. So and as you said, technicality-wise, I thought it was really good. I always appreciate when they do really good practical effects. Like, so practical meaning they did it in camera work instead of post. So what I do, visual effects, is all post. So we call all these, like the blood that you were seeing here for the most part, almost all of it was all practical, meaning like realistic. You can touch it, you can feel it. And the stuff that was done in post was a little bit more just fixes from what I could see, like here and there, more for like continuity reasons, but almost I'd say probably like 90% of what you saw was all practical. Yeah. Like maybe more than 90%.
You know, the other thing, the major actors, I don't think they used stunt actors. I think it looked like, I don't know, I might be wrong, but to me, I think they were
I think for some of the older, like, so for some of them, and it's more just it's true, it probably was, at least the main guys, they try to. You know, just like, I know Akshay Kumar is super famous for doing his own stunts, just like Jackie Chan is super famous for doing his own stunts. I mean, even Tom Cruise likes to do his own stunts, right? So
I'd like to find out in this movie
who
if
did it. But then typically, like the older guys, like the leader, they probably had a stunt guy for him, like because he was kind of thrown around quite a bit. And so, but nowadays in movies, I mean, geez, like some people will get a stunt person if they have to, you know, do very minimal things that you're like, wait, you're just like doing this. Like, why would you need a stunt? On a few times on set, I was shocked what people got stunt doubles for. But yeah.
Now, with the violence, I think there were some scenes that I don't think were necessary. I think they were a bit extreme. They didn't have to be as violent, but because there are a couple of times where it did bother me. But the majority of it, I was just so amazed at the artistry involved.
The artistry of blood, yeah. It's
you
an
know,
art.
just the fight scenes. Some of the fight scenes, it was obvious that they were fake punches and stuff. But again, 90% of it seemed very realistic. But again, I want the audience to realize that we're watching this from a critical point of view, not an enjoyment.
I mean,
type
critical
thing.
point of view, but you gave it perfect marks.
But it is from that
Sure.
from that perspective.
Sure. I'm not going to rate shame you, but
But I just don't want anyone to think
no,
that
lots of people give it.
I'm not a violent person,
Sure.
and I don't condone violence. But
Okay.
this was justified, and in the end, it became such a beautiful love story to me that I forgot all about the violence, and I only concentrated on the love the two of them
Sure.
had.
So when I originally watched this, I didn't tell you what I rated it,
No.
but when I originally watched it, I think I gave it like a 7. I gave it a 7 out of 10, and I'll tell you why. I guess like more of like this story arc, like here it was like super linear, pretty much straight to finish, right? It felt pretty linear.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And it was like, I guess as far as like plots go, it's super straightforward.
Yeah.
Guy loves a girl, guy gets on train to follow the girl, bandits come on the train, and then girl dies, he kills all the people on the train.
Right.
And it's, so as far as stories go, it's not that deep, but neither was John Wick. But honestly, if I had to rate John Wick, I would also probably rate it like between like around a 7. Same thing. Technical wise, it's really good. If I was to rate this again, I might give it a little bit more just because sitting here with you, listening to how close they got out of it, because like for me, with all the blood stuff, I have no idea how realistic that is.
Yeah.
But so for you telling me that, you know, throughout this, I asked you questions and you telling me, oh yeah, no, that's, you know, this and that. Yeah. I think it was just one time that you're like, now that one was a little bit just for the effect, you know, of like all the blood spilling out. But for the most part, as you said, like it was all good. So I might lift it up, and especially some of the stuff that I researched about the movie after watching it the first time is finding out how they exactly shot this technically and how they did that. It kind of gave me a little bit more respect for the movie in itself. And so I might, you know, give it a little bit better of a score this time, but, you know, the first time I watched it through, I gave it a 7. So, but I did enjoy it, and that's why I'm sitting here watching it again with you, because I just love watching like a movie like this where it's so divisive. Like if someone doesn't like violence or something like that, like Miguel, he walked off. He's like, I'll give it a 2. He's like, yeah, I'm giving it a 2. And then he didn't even finish he took his headset off and I'm like, I guess we're finished. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And, you know, it was like done.
So I learned something about myself watching this.
Oh, okay. Very insightful.
When violence is justified, I can watch it. When it isn't, and I'm thinking about the Halloween movies,
the slasher movies.
Slasher movies.
Yeah.
I can't watch those. They just I think this is ridiculous, and I don't like it, or it's too violent and too gory. But this, definitely the plot underneath it all, they deserved what they got.
So have you ever heard that every villain is the hero of their own story?
Yeah,
right?
Well, yeah.
So, but the thing is the Halloween movies and all that sort of stuff, if you're thinking of it from his perspective, like in his mind, like the slasher thinks everything he's doing is justified, right? And so like Mike Myers, right, is going out killing all these...
but I was never able to get to that point.
Okay.
I couldn't feel for that character.
Well, what I like about this movie, because second time around, like I'm able to like see other sort of things that maybe I missed the first time. Like the guy, the leader, he said a line that said, "You know what? My death, when I die, it's going to be because of you, because of this like moron or something," like when he's talking about his own son. And he did die, and it was because of Funny, right? Because Funny had multiple times to kill the hero, but he didn't. And then he had so many chances to put this to rest, but he loved just toying with people because he was a psychopath. And so in the end, like all of his like antics that he did lead to his dad's death, like he prophesized in the beginning of the movie. Right? And what's interesting about a movie like this is you know how much time you have left in the movie based on how many number of goons are left. Right? Is it's like, oh, we still got like 5 goons left. And according to my calculations, a goon dies every like 2.5 minutes. So we have this much time left, right? For the movie. And so it's like almost like an internal clock about how many people are alive at a certain point, right? Because, you know, like as he said, he's like, everyone's going to die by the end. So it's an interesting way to like clock how far into the movie we are. So it's interesting, you know, it was fun.
I was never bored.
You cannot be bored. And Miguel definitely was not bored through the entire movie. Like, because how can you? There's stuff going on. I mean, it was so fast paced. Things were constantly, there was never really that moment where you're just like, oh man, like, you know, and I think part of the thing that makes this such a good movie is they didn't give you that breathing room. So the entire time, it was almost like a
total
symbolic, like the same as being on a train, like a tight train, because you felt almost like claustrophobic with how you weren't getting that breathing space. Like you didn't have a chance to catch your breath, and it was just like wham, 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 and just from one thing to another.
I actually felt like I was on the train with them watching. I don't know.
Yeah, because once we got in there, we didn't get out until we got to the station.
Today there are many, like for instance, recently, I never did watch The House of Dragons, so I started to watch it. And I'll just pass by the gory scenes.
What? You skip it?
Yeah, I skip over it. Because it's not justified or it's not real. Like war scenes, movies that are about wars. I pass by until the end of the war and the next part of the movie.
What if it's a movie literally just about the war? You're like skipping through, yep, okay, and then you're at the end, you're like, well, that was a good movie.
That's different. I don't believe in wars. I think there's diplomacy. This was a personal justification because they could have just taken the jewels and all of that. They didn't have to slash people or hurt them. So that pissed me off.
Someone might say that the first person to die actually was one of the goons. Like the uncle of one of the goons was the first person to die, which was actually on their side, right? So someone would try to argue that. However, that guy died because he had the knife and he was coming down onto the mom. And so the soldier had to think fast, and the only, like what his training is, kicked in. He's like, oh my gosh, civilian about to die, and he takes the knife and redirects it right into the gut. So in a way, the first provoked killing would have actually been on their side. So it's
and you know the other thing too, all of the acting, over 90% of it was believable to me. The actors, I think, portrayed it realistically. So
well, it was.
So I was expecting, because knowing Miguel, I was expecting it to be throw up violence, like this makes me sick.
No,
but it didn't.
Miguel,
it just,
Miguel's big thing is that he wanted the guys to start killing earlier because he was upset that they kept getting back up and killing other people or slashing him in the back and stuff, right? Because he had a few chances, like the guy that was all tied up. He's like, if you would have just killed him from the beginning, like just kill everyone you run into. But that's not the training, and that, like, who do you run into? If a soldier is a good soldier, they're going to try to apprehend and restrain. But Miguel's like, look how much like more killing and stuff. Now it gets to a certain point, like with Batman and Joker. I think Batman should have killed Joker a long time ago, right? Because like you get a certain amount of chances, you know. But at a certain time, you're just like, there's no restraints that can hold this guy, and people keep dying. So Joker needs to die. But anyway, in this, it was like, it was believable.
I can't wait to see the comments of my giving it a 10.
I'm curious. I can't wait to see. I need to tell Miguel when you two are together that you rated it a 10. I'm going to hold off on telling him what you rated it. But anyway, it was a lot of fun watching it with you because you know, it's getting your reactions at the end and like what you thought about your review and stuff was very surprising. And this movie could be divisive, although it blew up in the film festival world and tons of people, like it kind of like went across India really quickly.
So it was well taken?
Well
in India?
received,
Well
yeah.
received?
It did very well. They're
Okay.
getting a sequel. It was so, in Toronto, I think it was the Toronto Film Festival, that it blew up so much. And the rights were sold to the John Wick director almost immediately.
Of the bandits,
Yeah.
did any of them survive?
Yeah, remember there was that squirrely guy that he tried to kill and then he just kind of like wormed and ran away? I don't think he died.
You know, I'm just thinking of a sequel.
Oh,
so
no.
Who would, I don't
It would
know.
probably be a bigger boss. Maybe that boss was part of another organization that was like a chain, like a branch. And just like in John Wick, right? So if they take it the John Wick direction, then it's like you killing him actually triggered a whole bunch of like other chain reactions within the gang, the larger scope of the gang. That's how I'm thinking they'll do.
If there was a sequel, I probably wouldn't go and watch it.
For this movie?
Let's say, would I go and pay to watch that movie?
Yeah.
Probably not, but I would definitely want to react to it. So,
I don't really understand you sometimes, but great. So we might get Peter's reaction to the sequel.
unless I knew that underneath all the violence was either or another romance or some.
There could be. Maybe he falls in love with someone else, and then he tries to move on with his life, or.
Well, you know, the other thing, not only was it a straight romance, but it was a bromance as well. And I think the two of them really showed that. I believed it.
Yeah.
They truly had.
Which is really tough with the amount of time that they had basically like show their relationship together. I think, I believe that's a warranted, you know, comment because they didn't have much time to show us that these two were close, but yet through their interactions and stuff, it was very clear that they had a very good relationship. So, all right, interested to hear what you guys have to say again after this time. Is this one of those movies that you guys have seen more than once? And how many times have you seen it? Because there definitely was stuff that I caught, you know, the second time around, and Peter enjoyed it. Miguel did not. So we're basically 2 out of 3 of the people that I've watched it with. So let us know in the comments below. And remember, if you like these videos and you want to see more videos like these, then all you have to really do is subscribe, share, or like button par tapad maro.